Ever wondered how political parties fund their campaigns? What if we told you there's a secret yet legal way? In the world of politics, as in any other sphere of life, money is a driving force. And when it comes to political campaigns, the stakes are even higher. There exists a method, controversial yet perfectly legal, that parties use to fund their campaigns. This method is shrouded in secrecy, raising many an eyebrow and sparking countless debates. Yes, you heard it right. The secret is called electoral bonds. But what exactly are these bonds? Electoral bonds, in simple terms, are like gift vouchers. Imagine walking into a bank and buying a voucher, not for a shopping spree or a fancy dinner, but to fund a political party of your choice. Pretty interesting, right? These bonds were introduced in India as a financial instrument for making contributions to political parties. The primary purpose is to ensure transparency and accountability in political funding, which has been a gray area for a long time. Here's how it works. An individual or a corporation can purchase these bonds from specified branches of the State Bank of India. They come in multiple denominations, ranging from 1,000 to 1 crore rupees. So, whether you're a small-time donor or a big corporate house, there's a bond that fits your wallet. Once you've bought an electoral bond, it's like having a bearer check. It doesn't carry your name, but it does have a hidden serial number as a security feature. The bond is then given to a political party of the donor's choice. The party can encash it via its verified account within 15 days. If not, the bond becomes useless, a piece of expensive paper. This system, in theory, sounds like a great way to clean up political funding. The bonds are banking instruments. Every purchase leaves a trail, and the money comes from legitimate, tax-paid, accounted sources. No more suitcases of cash changing hands in secret, right? But here's the catch. The donor's identity, who bought the bond and which party they gave it to, remains secret. Only the bank knows, maintaining the anonymity of the donor. This is where things get a little murky and contentious. So there you have it. That's the crux of electoral bonds. An attempt at transparency that's shrouded in a layer of secrecy. A banking instrument designed to clean up political funding, yet it keeps the donors anonymous. Sounds simple, right? But why is there so much controversy around it? Well, stay tuned as we delve deeper into the complexities and controversies surrounding electoral bonds in our next segment. The controversy, my friend, lies in the anonymity these bonds provide. At first glance, it may seem like a simple measure to protect donors from potential backlash or retribution. But when you delve a little deeper, the murkier waters of this issue become clear. You see, electoral bonds are like bearer checks. The entity that holds the bond is the one that can cash it in. The name of the donor doesn't appear on the bond, which means the identity of the donor remains a secret. This, in theory, seems like a good idea. It's intended to encourage more people to donate without fear of their political preferences becoming public knowledge. However, this anonymity can have serious consequences. It opens up a Pandora's box of potential misuse. It makes it possible, even easy, for corporations to donate large sums of money to political parties without any public scrutiny. The fear is that this could lead to a quid pro quo situation, where parties in power could potentially favor those corporations that have generously filled their coffers. This isn't just speculation. A report by the Association for Democratic Reforms states that 99.8% of all donations made through electoral bonds in the fiscal year 2023 to 2024 went to the ruling party. This raises questions about the fairness and transparency of our electoral process. Moreover, the anonymity provided by these bonds could also lead to money laundering. It could allow unaccounted money to flow into the political system, further fueling corruption and crony capitalism. In a democracy, transparency is key. The public has a right to know who is funding their leaders. The lack of transparency provided by electoral bonds, while it may protect donors, also hides information that the public should arguably have access to. So you see, these bonds, while seemingly innocuous, carry with them a host of potential risks and controversies. Anonymity, while it has its advantages, can also be a breeding ground for corruption. But wait, how does this impact our democracy? Let's dive into it. The potential impact of electoral bonds on democracy is significant. It's like a jigsaw puzzle where each piece plays a crucial role. The concept of electoral bonds, while initially introduced as a tool to clean up political funding, can potentially turn into a double-edged sword. Imagine a situation where large corporations and wealthy individuals are the primary purchasers of these bonds. They can make massive donations to political parties anonymously. Sounds good, right? The donors remain unknown, and the political parties get the funding they need. But here's the catch. With the identity of the donors concealed, it becomes a challenge to track the source of the funds. This lack of transparency can lead to a situation where political parties could be influenced by these anonymous donors, thus potentially skewing the democratic process in favor of those with deep pockets. Furthermore, this lack of transparency can impact accountability. If we don't know who's funding our political parties, how can we hold them accountable for their actions? In a robust democracy, accountability is key. It's like a watchdog, keeping a check on those in power. But if the watchdog can't see, how can it guard? This is the paradox that electoral bonds present. Moreover, the absence of transparency can lead to a situation where the public loses faith in the democratic process. If citizens feel that their vote is less significant than the influence of anonymous donors, they may become disillusioned and less likely to participate in the democratic process. And a democracy without the active participation of its citizens can quickly lose its essence. In conclusion, while electoral bonds may have been introduced with noble intentions, the lack of transparency and accountability they bring can potentially have far-reaching effects on our democracy. It's like playing a game of chess where some of the moves are hidden. The outcome can be unpredictable and potentially detrimental. The lack of transparency can have far-reaching effects on our democracy. So, we've uncovered the mystery behind electoral bonds. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of this complex financial instrument, dissected its functioning, and explored its implications on our democracy. Let's take a moment to recap and ponder upon our findings. We began by understanding what electoral bonds are. They're essentially promissory notes, issued by a scheduled bank and can be bought by any Indian citizen or body incorporated in India. The intent behind introducing these bonds was to ensure transparency in political funding, a noble goal indeed. However, as we delved deeper, we stumbled upon various controversies surrounding these bonds. The anonymity provided to the donors, for one, raises eyebrows. It opens up a Pandora's box of potential misuse, allowing corporates and individuals to influence political outcomes without any public scrutiny. We also discussed the impact of electoral bonds on our democracy. The concern is that they may lead to a political system driven by opaque money power rather than public mandate. This undermines the very essence of a democracy, which thrives on transparency, accountability, and the power of the people. However, it's important to note that the issue isn't with the concept of electoral bonds per se, but rather with how they're currently structured. The need for reforms in political funding is undeniable. It's about finding a balance, a system that enables legitimate funding without compromising on transparency and accountability. Could the answer lie in tweaking the design of electoral bonds? Perhaps making the donor information accessible to an independent regulatory body, or maybe introducing a cap on donations? The possibilities are many, but the solution will require careful thought, robust debate, and above all, a commitment to uphold the democratic values we cherish. While electoral bonds may have been introduced with good intentions, it's clear they have some serious flaws. It's up to us to demand transparency and accountability in our democracy. Let's remember, a democracy is as strong as its most informed citizen. So let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep asking questions, and let's keep striving for a more transparent and accountable system of political funding.